Dan Larimer, creator of Delegated Proof of Stake, the inventor of the original Steem technology. Obviously, he had help from teams, but and he was responding to actually our own hero Hive. He was saying, "Have you heard about Hive?" Maybe being a little cheeky there, but and then Dan Larimer responded, "I invented Hive and know its failings better than anyone." So when I first read that, I took that as a little bit of a gut punch, right? It's like that's kind of arrogant. Technically, yes, he did invent the underlying technology for Steem, but this Web3 stuff is so much more important than technology. And if anybody should know that, Dan Larimer should know that. Money cannot buy a community. Technology is only as good as the people who are willing to use it voluntarily. You can't coerce people. You can't try to hype people in. You can't do anything in terms of trying to herd people into your crypto ecosystem. He knows that. He knows that the projects can get away from you. The community can get their own mind. And while the technology, yeah, you can say the basics of it, but we've come so far. And one of the reasons I felt the need to comment was because, the Steem that he invented all those years ago, almost 6 years ago, is not Hive. The Hive is a completely different animal, completely different machine, right? We've had progress throughout, right? Because he left, and then you had the old Steem devs, and they did some help. They definitely put in some work. They created Myra. They took, they were storing all the data in RAM. If you know technology, if you know computers, like that's not good. That's expensive. And now you store it on a hard drive, your local hard drive static. That's what Myra was. But it took like a week to replay. And ever since Hive, and I've talked about this before, and there's a reason I believe behind it, but ever since Hive happened, there has been such an acceleration in development. I have never seen anything like it. It's like everyone feels like Hive is their own project. They're like, well, no, I'm not building for anybody. I'm building for my little piece, right? It's like you have your own little piece on the land, and you're doing your own work, and you're contributing to society as a whole. And I remember looking at this Hive mind graphic where how it was created and how advanced it got over just the short 6 months we were there. I believe GTG, the awesome wizard that we have as a block producer, shared that graphic. He's really great at making graphics for Hive. And it's mind-blowing. I need to actually dig that up and link it in. And that was, we're talking almost, that was 6 months ago or plus from when that happened. So just imagine the technology that's happening. And he was surprised by Myra. And it's like we've gotten that replay time from down to, almost under an hour, if I believe, right? Like some of this stuff definitely goes over my head, but I keep up with the reports. And the point is, it's significantly faster than what it was. And it's significantly more lightweight. And now with half, you're able to write in any code to the Hive blockchain. So, when he talks like that, yet he was so out of touch with Myra, didn't even know what that was. It's like, did he even really look under the Hive code? Is he really going to give us credit for all the novel things we've built, what we've done with the technology, and what we've done as a community, right? Like, you got to keep in mind with Steem, they had an 80% pre-mine. Like this was all community done. We were thrown to the wolves, and we returned leaders of the pact. We were abandoned by the creator right at the get. Then we were left with fucking Ned, which was a wolf thrown to the wolves. And then he threw us to even a shittier, hungrier, starving wolf in Justin's son. And we were just tossed around like rag dolls. And eventually, with the alien invasion, we all came together, and it was make or break. And now you can see we're almost double the market cap of Steem. We're like 100x the activity in GitHub and 1,000,000x the community spirit. And it's proven that technology, money, who gives a fuck about that? It's all about community. That's all that matters. And if the community isn't backing your technology, and it shouldn't even be your technology, this is open source. You planted an open source seed, that's great, but so many other people have contributed. So many people put blood, sweat, and tears. So many people have innovated, spent countless hours thinking of ways to make this better, both from a social point of view, from a governance point of view, from a technical point of view, from a community point of view. So much goes into saying you invented Hive. You need to say, I invented the technology behind Steem that Hive later forked and got reference from. which would be more correct. But just to say, hey, you invented it, that's still that Web 2S type mentality that it's mine, I know what's best. That's bullshit. Nobody knows what's best for Hive. Not anybody. There isn't anybody. It's a combination of many minds getting together and coming up with the idea. But there isn't one person. It doesn't matter who you are. Don't care who you are. There's not one person that says, I know Hive better than anyone else. And, we have Hive core devs, but Hive is much more in technology. This is an idea. This thing's a social construct. This thing is alive, and nobody gets it. We're all a part of it. And that's what you have to be humble. That's what you have to respect. And you have to put Hive on its own thing where it's there, and we're building along with it. But we don't own Hive just as much as a yacht doesn't own the ocean. We're just here for the ride. But I have a lot of respect for Dan Larimer. I'll continue to. Same with Vitalik. All these people, incredible minds. And I would love to debate with them anytime. And you can call it. I don't really have a hero because that's kind of strong. But if you look at my old videos from YouTube, I have a lot of respect for Dan Larimer. I've listened to every interview he's ever done. Right? I know the guy is very smart. But at the end of the day, once you've done your own research, you have to be willing to call him out when you see bullshit. You can't just say, "Oh, well, he knows best." If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm willing to debate him. But I feel very strongly with what I said. So.